Jill Anderson, the Homegrown Gourmet. Thanks for joining me today. I am so excited about what I have to show you guys. I get asked often about my spring rolls. Spring rolls is something that I had learned to make from my sister, who's a sushi chef. But we're going to start with the rice paper, which I think is a great oddity in and of itself. But we've got the rice paper. I've got some slaw here. It's just your basic cabbage slaw. It's cut into shredded pieces. And I've salted and put lime juice on that because that's how you cook it. You want it to break it down a little bit. In these other bowls, I have a few other ingredients. I have some chopped cilantro, some green onion, and some diced red onion. And this is all going into the spring roll mix. Here I have a bowl of shredded carrot, jalapeno peppers, and some finely shredded colored peppers. Isn't this gorgeous? I mean, the colors on this are just, they're crazy. In this bowl, I have some cellophane noodles. If you're not familiar with this product, you can find these in Oriental markets. They're basically, these are actually mung bean threads. So they're made from the whey, from the mung beans, and it's made into noodles. You don't have to boil them. All you have to do is drop them in a bowl of hot water till they hydrate. And then I usually just chop them because they're very long. So I have those. I have a little bit of dry roasted peanuts that I've chopped. I like them for the crunch. And they're going to complement the wonderful silky peanut sauce that we have to go with it. In here I have some toasted black sesame seeds. Don't mistake black for being cooked. Black seeds are raw as well. There's the blonde seeds and the black. In order to toast them, you can just put them in a dry skillet and toss them around in there a little bit until they toast. Here I've got some paste ginger, which let me see if I can get a little bit of it out. There we go. You don't want to go too heavy on the ginger because you've already got jalapeno in there and the jalapeno is screaming. So you don't want to go real heavy on that. And just for a little bit of additional zest, I like to add one little last dollop here, or squirt of lime juice. And then paws are the best tools you have for mixing something like this. And you're just going to toss this all together into this beautiful rainbow colored configuration here. And this is the filling for the spring roll. It's basically raw. Everything in it is raw except for the spring roll wrappers. And I know how they're made, but as far as whether or not they would meet the criteria for being a raw food, I think not. But in any event, they're delicious. So I think I have that pretty well mixed. And what we're going to do now, let me get my hands cleared off a little bit here. Normally when I make this, what I would do is I would make the spring roll base ahead, and I would let it sit overnight in my refrigerator and wilt down the cabbage. And that makes it a little bit easier to roll. However, for our time constraints, we can't do that. So we're just going to wrap and roll now. As you can see, I have a bowl of hot water here, and these little babies do not take very long to soften up. You could see that was real time. We didn't stop the tape. I'm just laying it out on the counter, and I'm going to get myself a handful of this beautiful cabbage mixture, this mixture of vegetables and noodles and great stuff. And all I'm going to do is wrap that softened roll around that filling one time, flip the ends to the center, like so, and then you just continue to roll until it's completely rolled up and it sticks to itself. It's marvelous. I'm going to do one more for you, and then we'll move on to the peanut sauce. All right, I'm just finishing up this last guy here to go on the plate, and then we're going to move on to the dipping sauce that goes with this. I'm so excited. Honestly, I can't tell you how delicious these are. It's hard to believe that something that is this simple, uncooked, just vegetables could be so wonderful, but it really, really is. And by the way, in case you have not noticed, this actually is vegan. So I've got my plate ready. let's hop over here really quick and get to that peanut sauce. We'll come back to this in a moment. In the blender here, I have a half a cup of natural style unsweetened peanut butter. To this, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water, warm water. This kind of helps to get the blending process going. And let's go ahead and pulse this a little bit. Sorry about the noise, it's kind of unavoidable. I got my little witch's brew over here of oriental ingredients. This is some tamari sauce, and I'm going to do, I go light on the tamari because it's so salty. So I'm only doing 2 tablespoons of the tamari. If you actually need extra liquid, you can always come back and add a little more warm water if you need to thin that sauce some more. I have some toasted sesame oil. This stuff is marvelous. Little bit goes a long way. It's very strong. I'm only using about a teaspoon. Next, I have some mirin. If you're not familiar with mirin, mirin is sweet Japanese cooking wine. And it just gives it that little, people are just like, what is that? What's that flavor? You don't want a lot. You don't want to overpower. So I've got a tablespoon of mirin. Last but not least, pardon me, last but not least, I have some rice wine vinegar. This one I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons. This should give me a good blend of savory, sweet, sharp, and of course creamy from the peanut butter. If it needs a little more liquid, we will do some water. Come on. That looks really good. One more little stir. Okay, and as any good cook should, the taste test. That is so good. You know, for me, I think I could actually, normally I don't, but I think I could actually use just a tiny bit more tamari. About 1 more tablespoon. To me, that looks like perfection. And this gets served up alongside those fantastic spring rolls. Put your dipping sauce out in the little dish. Look at this. Creamy, thick. It's fantastic. And to finish it off, I have a little sprinkle of cilantro just to garnish the plate, make everything look pretty. I'm going to top off that peanut sauce with a sprinkling of my sesame seed. Well, let's top everything with them. They're too pretty not to. And lastly, left my knife again. Lastly, we're going to get a little bit of the green part of some green onion. Cut it on a bias. Long little diagonal strips like that, and then just hit that across the top as well. And then we have this beautiful Asian platter. Is that not lovely? I want to thank you guys for joining me today, and as always, I'm going to post this recipe on my website and my blog, www.thehomegrowngourmet.com and www.blogspot.com, Living Green with the Homegrown Gourmet. Hey guys, don't forget, you can pick up my cookbooks from my website, The Homegrown Gourmet Cooks for Everyone, which by the way, this recipe is in both books because it is a vegan book. And then The Homegrown Gourmet Cooks for the Vegan. I'll look forward to seeing you again next week, everybody. Have a happy and healthy week. Bye-bye.